guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this look, a double cut crease. I really had so much fun creating this today using my new Morphe 350 palette. Thank you so much, Chole Viv. Love you, girl. You're awesome. Yes. In this tutorial, I will literally go step by step in how to create the double cut crease. I've had so many comments for people saying, I can't do that, I'm not too sure how to create it, what do you do? So I thought to myself, you know what, to help out the world, I'm going to create a how-to on creating a double cut crease. I really hope this tutorial helps you, informs you, gives you the information you need to be able to create this kind of a look. You can create a double cut crease from this look, or you can just create the conventional cut crease. Either or can be achieved through this tutorial. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you like it, and also comment your thoughts in the box below. I'm also going to link Chole Viv's channel because she was amazing to allow me to win this beautiful palette. I am so happy to have this in my life. I have created this look solely from this Morphe 350 palette. I couldn't just not show you what's inside. I mean, you know, we might get into a full review. I mean, yeah. Thanks girl, love you loads. So I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy the tutorial. Bye. So the first thing you need to do before you do anything in a double cut crease is create a good base. Most of my tutorials I use the Urban Decay primer. For this particular tutorial I'm going to use the one in Eden, a creamy textured base, which gives a really good coverage to help make all those bright colours pop. You can use any type of primer. One of the tips I would say when you apply primer to your eyelids, use your fingers first of all to get the most in, then go in with a beauty blender and just take off the excess, but actually dabbing the rest of that into the eye. So for this tutorial I'm going to use just one palette. Usually in my tutorials I use like 5 or 6 different palettes. I'm going to go in and use this Morphe 350 palette. So this is the palette, literally neutrals, mattes, shimmers, life. Gonna be setting this primer with the lightest color in the palette, a white ivory kind of creamy color. So the second step when doing a double cut crease is to set your primer. It is seriously the most important step of all. If you don't set your primer, you're going to be creasing, and then during the day your eyeshadow is going to blend together. You're going to get those horrible lines that you get. Set your primer. Next step in creating a double cut crease is to create a transition shade. So for those of you who don't know, a transition shade is basically a neutral / warm toned color which you put into your crease area, transitions any other colors on top. For example, I'm going to go in and use this brown color here, and then when I go in and use any of the shimmery colors, or if I was to have another palette and use like a brown, a green, purple, pink, blue, the transition shade helps to blend those colors together. So if you close your eye and look down, you can actually see the shape of your crease, which is literally the little bone part here. That's where you want to be applying the transition shade. I'm going to darken the underneath part of the cut crease, going in with a darker shade. I think this actually is the darkest color of the palette. Going to focus that on the outer corner. Don't worry if it goes on the lid because we will clean up with concealer. So what you start to get is a gradient of color. Blending is important because obviously it stops the block color and making it look like it's just So with the double cut crease, there's 2 stages. You have to first of all achieve the first cut crease before you can go in and create a double cut crease. What I tend to find is when you put on a dark color, you lose the lightest color. So the best thing to do is to go back in with the same transition shade color, very lightly go over the top of the dark. And now we have to clean up. Using a flat topped brush and any concealer, it can be concealer, it can be foundation, whatever is lighter than your skin tone works. When you've got enough product on the brush, you're gonna start to create your first cut crease. Use the brush to empty out the majority of the concealer onto the lid. Start to create that shape. Now everyone's eyes are different. I have hooded eyes, so my line always goes higher than most other people's because I have a lot of skin which hangs over here, and it's so annoying. What you don't want to do is have the line lost when you look down. Look up, dark draw the line, and then I will look down and it normally tends to go right. So you can very slightly see where I've cut that crease. Try to get as even as possible is always the hardest thing. You've lost the kind of defined line. So what I tend to do is go back in with that dark color, use an angled brush and very slightly start to draw the line back in. You don't want it to be too harsh because otherwise it will just look like block lines. You want to do it slowly and subtly. Going back in with that concealer, I'm just going to thin out that line that I've just created because it's a little bit too thick. Now you can see that we have a nice first cut crease. The way that I do my double cut crease may be a bit long, but for me personally it's always worked and I end up having really good results. So I really hope that this will really help you. That's the idea. If it's long, I'm sorry. Gonna use a flat-ended brush. This is just a Barry M detailer brush. Wet it with some MAC Fix Plus spray to really allow any color you put onto your lid to pop. I'm gonna go in with this gorgeous pearly color. With that packed onto your brush, you now need to just focus it onto the lid, and I'll explain the reasons why, because we're now going to be creating the double cut crease. With the eyeshadow now packed onto your brush, going just where the eyeball meets the socket and then stop. That color is not doing what I want it to do. So I'm going to decide to go in with this Auburny brown shimmery shade and I'm going to pack that on top. And oh, that's much better. So what I'm doing is I'm following the shape of the line I made up top and ensuring that I leave a really slight gap between the eyeshadow and the line. But you can leave a big gap, a small gap, half a gap, it doesn't matter. But you have just created a double cut crease. When I first created this look, I was like, oh, it's done, I've done it. After watching about 1,000 million tutorials and reading, and yeah, it took a while. As I've been using glittery products, I've obviously lost the really sharp line. So all you have to do is go back here with your flat brush and your concealer, fill in the gap to create that really cut crease. You can tell the difference between this one and this one. This one is sharp as hell. This one is a bit Go in very slightly that dark shade and just finish off defining this line. Really small strokes. You don't want to make it any thicker. You just want to just make sure that line is defined to like the max. So the next stage is clean up. So getting a wet wipe, just going to clear out all that negative fallout. All you need to do is just get to the corner of your eye and just swipe upwards, and then you'll get that perfect line going upwards. You can sometimes use sellotape. Personally, I don't, because it actually irritates my eyes. It just feels a bit, you know, it's taking my skin off, and I'd like to keep my skin in one place. I'm gonna go ahead and use this light shade to pack into the corner of my eye. Once you're happy with your cut crease and you've got that lovely line, the actual fill gap, you can put glitter in there, you can put whatever you like in there. Obviously, for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm gonna leave it blank. So I'm gonna go with the Kat Von D tattoo liner and create that wing. When you're happy with your wing, what I tend to do to make it that little bit sharper, I go back in with my wet wipe and I just literally cut that even more. This cut crease is about cutting up everything. So using a flat-ended brush, I'm gonna go back in with my Morphe palette. And I'm gonna use this gorgeous color here. I'm gonna smoke underneath my eye with. Use a kohl pencil to tight line my eyes. I couldn't do it on cam because I literally pull my whole eye down and it's kind of couple of coats of mascara. I'm going to be using the Revlon All-in-One, the most amazing mascara ever, by the way. Literally lifts up the entire world on my eyelashes. Gonna go in and apply some false eyelashes. Okay, excuse the packet because it's kind of overused. I've got one pair left. Gonna do this off cam because it takes ages. Sitting here watching glue dry is not something I'm sure you guys want me to do. Using the Revlon, like I said, all my products have got hair on them and it's just disgusting. Seriously, the most amazing glue. The glue you get with the eyelashes, one, it smells like death chemicals. That shit's going on my eye. So, you know, for real, I'm not going to be using that. And secondly, it doesn't actually adhere the eyelashes to my eye. What's the freaking point? But waiting for my eyelashes to dry takes so long. Ideally, I could actually start doing my face, but can't be arsed. That thing. waiting for them to dry. So I'm going to colour correct underneath my eyes using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in orange. This is my go-to colour corrector at the moment. Then I'm going to go back in with the same concealer we used to cut that crease. So I was digging through my makeup collection and I actually came across this Bare Minerals matte powder. It's in the colour Warm Tan. I thought, do you know what, rather than using a liquid foundation today, I'm going to try this. So let's see how it works. Okay, so that foundation that I just used, I literally feel really tangoed. I am not going to sit here and take it all off because as far as I'm concerned, yes, I look a little bit bright, sun-kissed right now. That powder, that Bare Minerals, that just needs to go in the bin. I think I'm going to stick to liquid foundation because this ain't good. Gonna go in and do my eyebrows because they have just got lost with all the orange powder I put on my face. Gonna go in with the Tame and Frame by NYX Cosmetics in the colour Espresso. Gonna go with some MAC eyeshadow just to set that. You don't have to set your eyebrows if you've used a pomade, but I find it super effective so you don't have the worry of a smeary eyebrow. If you guys have watched my videos before, you will know that I get super excited about this. I'm getting it out. I have the fan brush out, which can only mean one thing, people. It's highlighting time. Yeah, totally. This is the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated Trio. This one is broken because when I got it for my birthday, how can you deliver this broken to me? Highlighting has to be part of your makeup routine. It's just, well, it's part of mine anyway. To finish off this look, I'm going to use two kind of neutrally colours. First of all, I'm going to go in this colour here called Birthday Suit from the Sleek Cosmetics range in the Matte Me, the mattiest lip gloss. I'm going to go in with this. I'm going to just show you what it's called because I can't say it. Never can. Never will. This one's called Intimacy. Okay, so that is the end of how to create a double cut crease. I'm going to give you guys a bit of a recap just in case you forgot the steps. So step one is always make sure you have a really good base. The second step is to ensure you set your primer. The third step is then to go in and create a transition shade. The next step is then to go in and use a darker shade than the transition shade to create your first cut crease. So I went in and used that brown color to give myself a transition between the light and the dark. Then your next stage is clean up using a flat brush or whatever you have, a concealer, foundation, it doesn't really matter. And then the next stage is finding a color that you want for your lid space, and then you leave that really nice gap which gives you that second cut crease, what we're hoping to achieve from today. Then the next step after that is to get that concealer again on the flat brush and clean up the gap, the actual double cut crease gap. Clean it up. You can put glitter in there, you can put sparkles, you can put stars, gems, anything. I really hope that's given you more of an insight in how to create a double cut crease. Trust me, it has taken me freaking ages to be able to get it, and even sometimes I'm going out, I'm doing the steps and then it just doesn't go right and I'm like, great, thank you very much. I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, then please subscribe to me, like the video, press the bell, comment your thoughts, you know the deal. If you want me to do another how-to video, then let me know in the box below and I will do whatever you people want from me. It's okay, I'm open, I'm flexible. See you guys real soon, bye.